Hello everyone. Right now we're showing what it will look like when our students come to school each day. So what we'll be using is a rope. It will be similar to this rope, but the rope we use with children will have plastic handholds, so that way we can sanitize them after each use. So Mrs. Sullivan, one of our teachers here, her and her colleagues, one of them will be responsible for a bus where they meet the bus, and she'll have her rope with her. As children exit the bus, they will grab their loot. So here you can see what it looks like when our children enter the building. Now, as you can see, the rope kept us at 6 feet apart, which is a safe physical distance. When children get to their location, if they were having breakfast, that would be the dining room. Or when they walk by their classroom door, that's their location. They let go of the rope and they walk to their location. So here we're in our dining room. You can look around. It doesn't look like our dining room normally does, as we're still in our summer session. But how our cafeteria and the dining room we set up is we will have 3 sets of tables at every row. There'll be 7 rows of tables, and the students will be 6 feet apart, just like you see from our Warren Schools staff. Let's go next door and we'll see the gym, which will be our second dining room. This is our second dining room. Our original dining room holds 42 students. This room will hold 50, and as you can see right now, the children will be 6 feet apart, left to right, forward and backwards, same as in our other dining room. When children enter the dining room, they will come into the dining room. They'll still be at their 6 feet apart. They'll come all the way to the front row of tables if they are the first student here. And then they will come all the way to the last seat available in the row. Once a row is filled, the students will start filling in the next row. At the end of lunch, to make sure students aren't walking by each other, we'll empty the room in the opposite order. So what will happen is, starting in the back rows, the students closest to my left on that yellow wall will exit the room first, and we'll go row by row. So what that would look like by the time we get here, a trash barrel will be rolled up to the end of this table, and now this student's ready to exit. As our students go to the hallway, their classroom rope will be there, and they will know the spot to line up on for their rope, where they're keeping 6 feet of physical distance from their classmates and the adults in the hallway. Here you can see what one of our classrooms looks like when there's 14 desks located in it. Your child's classroom may have less than 14 seats. There might be 10, 11, 12, somewhere in that range. This gives you a visualization of what the space will look like between children in the classroom, both left and right, and forward and backwards. This is how all classrooms in our school will be set up: kindergarten, first grade, and second grade. Here's our nurse's office. This year it's going to look a little different. Here you can see 2 chairs. These chairs are for students to wait so that the nurse can come out to see them and assess which health office they'll be using this year. If it's a student that is coming down for a medical treatment, diabetes or another issue like that, they'll be coming in with the nurse to receive their treatment in our nurse's office. If they're getting a Band-Aid for a cut or a bump or a bruise, that same thing would happen. And the nurse would meet the child here at the door and make that determination of bringing them into this health office. The other part that would happen is if they recognize that there's some symptoms of sickness that may or may not be related to COVID, they will be using a different office space. This used to be my office. This will now be that space I just mentioned, where if a student is showing symptoms of signs of sickness, this is where they will come. In our hybrid model, the groupings will be created by the child's last name. Students with last names A through K will be coming to school on Mondays and Tuesdays. Students with last names L through Z will be coming to school on Thursdays and Fridays. There is a small population of students with significant needs that will be here 4 days a week. Wednesdays, the building is closed as the building will be sanitized. Teachers will also have some time to work together as a grade level and us to do some other meetings. Bringing your child through the daily schedule. While there are days that they're here in school, the focus will be reading, writing, mathematics, and social emotional learning. When the children arrive to the classroom, there'll be a morning meeting, similar to how we've always done things here at Warren School. Following that, there'll be an ELA lesson. The ELA lesson will be about 2.5 hours in length. It will not be 2.5 hours continuously, because also during the morning, there'll be a recess. Recess will be 20 minutes of play outside, still following our physical distancing requirements. There'll also be snack. The children will take off their mask in the classrooms and have their snack. As you saw in the video earlier, desks are 6 feet apart to make sure it is a safe environment for our children. After lunch, there'll also be a special. Unlike in the past, your child will not have every special every week. If your child has art class, they'll have art class on Monday and Tuesday, or Thursday, Friday. And they will continue to have art for 7 weeks straight. After 7 weeks, they'll change specialists, and they may have computers, music, PE, library, and they will cycle through all of these specials over the course of the year. In addition, math will be taught in the afternoon at some point. During math instruction, the students will have over an hour of math each day. Finally, there'll be another recess and a closing circle to end our day. The students will have opportunities to interact, but all of these will be done differently than in the past. Rugs have been removed from the classroom, and students will be at their desk to ensure we have that 6 feet of physical distance. When the children are not here, so if the child is on Monday, Tuesday grouping, on Thursday, Friday, the student will have a live video lesson of social emotional learning with the grade level counselor. There'll also be a live science lesson or social studies lesson that will be live. On the second day, there'll be the opposite. So if there was a live science lesson on Thursday, there will be an asynchronous or recorded lesson to be used on Friday. Sometimes it may not be the teacher that's recorded. It may be another video that we're asking our children to participate in and work with, or an activity that they need to fulfill. Thursdays and Fridays, we've created this model of having a science social studies specialist to ensure that your child gets to see a teacher on the day that they're not here in school. It's not possible for the classroom teacher to meet with your child, as they will have the other group in front of them during those 2 days. In addition, your child will have a special that will happen. That will be asynchronous, meaning not live video. That also gives the family some choice of when things happen during the day. Our intention is to never have a child be on a screen all day. These are small children. We want to make sure that there's appropriate breaks and appropriate time off of the screen, working on tasks that are a good match for them. Kate, can you talk a little bit about the Remote Learning Academy?
Sure. So the Remote Learning Academy is the other option for families to use. It's all at home, so students will not be entering the building through the Remote Learning Academy. The instruction that will take place will be mainly synchronous. So students who are in the Remote Learning Academy will be assigned one teacher, and that teacher will be teaching them Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and a little bit of Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday, Thursday and Friday, they will have a synchronous morning meeting, a synchronous English language arts lesson for approximately 40 minutes. There will be a break of snack and recess for students to have at home. There will be another synchronous 40-minute math lesson provided by the teacher. There is a built-in 30-minute lunch break. And then they will also have a synchronous lesson provided by one of our specialist teachers. Again, the same model as the hybrid, where they will have arts Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday for 7 weeks straight. And then they will switch to a new special, for example. Then they will have another lesson, reading or writing in ELA, that will be approximately 45 minutes. However, this lesson will most likely be asynchronous, so that during this time teachers can take small groups and work with them small groups. So during this time they might be doing independent work asynchronously, or they might be meeting synchronously with the teacher in a small group to build those skills. They will also have another 45-minute math block where they will do either synchronous, small group work with the teacher, or asynchronous, independent work. Again, we do not want children to be on the screen for 6 hours straight every day. Then they will have a synchronous 40-minute science or social studies block. We will be alternating that each day. And then there will be office hours for parents to ask questions of the teacher at some point during the day. There will be a closing meeting at the conclusion of each Remote Learning Academy day. Wednesdays will follow a similar schedule to the hybrid model, where there will be some synchronous time, but mainly asynchronous time, so that the teacher has time to work with their grade level colleagues to make sure everything is the same across each classroom.
Thank you, Kate. So, as Kate mentioned, in the Remote Learning Academy, there is time that your child will not be on the screen and they'll be doing follow-up activities from the teaching. That same thing will occur in the hybrid model. On Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, when your child's not with the teacher, if they were in the Monday, Tuesday group, they will have reading, writing, and math activities that they'll follow up on and they'll bring back to the teacher on the Monday, Tuesday. Or it may even be something that can be uploaded from home and shared with the teacher in real time. These are two of the models that we're looking at, and we feel they give us the best match of how to support students. One of the things that I mentioned was the science and social studies teacher in the hybrid model. That approach came from, we want to ensure that your child still sees a teacher for live instruction on the days that their grouping is not here in the Warren School. We hope you find this helpful. We'll also be hosting some webinars next week to answer specific questions. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.